Hello friends, myself Professor Prashant Mahajan, working as an assistant professor at AISSMH Institute of Information Technology. So today we are going to see the topic gaseous fuels and hydrogen as alternate fuel. So first we are going to see gaseous fuel. So gaseous fuels have high calorific value than liquid and solid fuels. It is clean in use because it undergoes complete combustion and there is no pollution problem. It has high thermal efficiency. No excess air is required for complete combustion. Flame contains oxidizing and reducing regions. Rate of combustion are easily controllable. They required large volume, therefore high risk during storage. So that is the problem with the gaseous fuel. Important gaseous fuels are there is primary gaseous fuel, that is natural gas, and there are some secondary gaseous fuel, that is compressed natural gas, which is known as CNG, liquid natural gas, that is also called as LNG, and liquid petroleum gas, which we are using at your home for cooking purpose. So first is natural gas. So most important gaseous fuel, its composition, it contains major part of methane, that is 80 to 88%, ethane 4 to 6%, propane 3 to 4%, and butane 1 to 4%. So C5 to C5 plus hydrocarbons are 0 to 5, 0.5 to 8%. Also, it contains 5 to 10% ammonia, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, hydrogen sulfide, nitrogen, and water. So they are of two types. One is dry gas. That is, dry gas means what? It is containing only methane and no other higher hydrocarbon. Wet gas, that means it is containing methane and also other higher hydrocarbons up to carbon 6. So that are the two types of natural gases. Its properties, first property, its calorific value is 12,000 to 14,000 kilocalorie per meter cube. And second property, it burns clean and it does not produce smoky flame. Uses, first use, it is used in a domestic purpose. Then it is used in making petrochemicals like acetic acid and methanol. In the manufacturing of carbon black and hydrogen, major feedstock for production of ammonia by Haber's process, then in the synthesis of protein by microbial fermentation of methane, and last, it is primary fuel to get CNG and LNG after processing. So that is natural gas. Next is compressed natural gas, which is obtained from natural gas. So compressed natural gas is dry natural gas compressed at high pressure about 1000 atmosphere in the cylinder. A 15 kg CNG cylinder contains about 20 meter cube of gas at 1 atmospheric pressure. So composition of nat- compressed natural gas is, as it is a dry gas, it is containing only methane, that is methane is about 88.5%, hydrogen is 10%, carbon monoxide is 1%, and C2 to C4 hydrocarbon in very less quantity. Then properties, it has higher ignition point than petrol, safer to use. Second, it mixes better with air than liquid fuel. Third, calorific value of CNG is about 13,000 kilocalorie per meter cube. It can be used as fuel for petrol and diesel engine after modification in the engine, that is gas kit fitting. Fifth, no pollution on combustion. And sixth, high ignition point than LPG and LNG. So that are the properties of CNG. Then next is uses of CNG. So CNG is used as a substitute for petrol and diesel. for city buses, car, rickshaws run on CNG. Use as domestic and industrial fuel. And last, source of carbon black and hydrogen gas. So that are the uses of CNG. Next is alternative fuels. So first, that is hydrogen. So we know that hydrogen, it is the first group, first period and first element in the periodic table, which is having symbol H. Atomic number is 1. Its electronic configuration is 1s1. Abundance is 92% of the universe is made up of hydrogen in the form of ocean, minerals, and all forms of life. And it is the 10th most abundant element by mass on the earth. So we are going to see industrial methods for the preparation of hydrogen, that is by steam reforming of methane and coke. So you can see in the reaction, you can write the reaction directly because we are going to do steam reforming of methane. As we know, methane means CH4, steam means H2O, and we are going to prepare hydrogen. So we know methane, steam, and we are going to produce hydrogen. So you have to mix that steam and methane at 700 to 1100 degrees Celsius in the presence of nickel catalyst. It will produce carbon monoxide and thrice H2O, which will again give water gas shift reaction, that is carbon monoxide will react with H2O and it is going to form carbon dioxide and H2 in the presence of iron or copper catalyst at 400 degrees Celsius. But carbon dioxide and hydrogen both are gases, so it is difficult to separate. So we are going to see separation of carbon dioxide and hydrogen gas. So we are going to mix ammonia in the mixture and that will form ammonium carbonate and hydrogen gas is separated. Or second, we can compress that gas, compress and cool, that CO2 is going to convert into the liquid and then we can separate the hydrogen gas. So you can see in the diagram, reactions are given. First, feed, that is methane. So this is methane written here. Then steam is there. So steam is written. Then temperature is there. Catalyst is written. So this is there. Then you will get hydrogen plus carbon monoxide. So this is given, hydrogen plus carbon monoxide. So again we are going to add steam. So this is second reaction, carbon monoxide plus steam, and that will give you CO2 plus H2. So that will be H2 plus CO2. Temperature is given, catalyst is given. So we are going to separate that H2 gas and carbon dioxide by compressing and cooling. That carbon dioxide is going to convert into liquid carbon dioxide and then we can separate that hydrogen gas. So that is steam reforming of methane. Next, steam reforming of coke, that is coke means carbon. So carbon is mixed with H2O, that is steam, and it will produce carbon monoxide plus hydrogen. The temperature is 1000 degrees Celsius and the catalyst is nickel. So again that carbon monoxide will react with water or steam that will produce carbon dioxide and hydrogen. So second reaction is same as in the case of steam reforming of methane. So the temperature is 450 degrees Celsius and the catalyst used is iron oxide, that is Fe2O3. Again we have to separate that carbon dioxide and H2 by compressing and cooling. So this diagram is same like first diagram, only the difference is that methane it is replaced by carbon. Remaining parts is the same, that is steam is there, then you will get H2 and CO. Again steam you are going to add, then you will form H2 and carbon dioxide. You have to compress and cool, that carbon dioxide is going to convert into liquid carbon dioxide, then you can separate hydrogen gas. So that is the steam reforming of coke. And the next is hydrogen as a future fuel. So You can see its availability from fully renewable sources. So means what? You can produce by using water, by using sunlight. Second, it is non-toxic. Third, it is a clean fuel. Then it has high calorific value. It is used as a rocket fuel. It can be used as a fuel for vehicle after insulating that fuel tanks. In a fuel cell, directly hydrogen gas or by using methanol as hydrogen carrier, which avoids the need to store hydrogen under pressure, constant source of energy. So that are the some points or properties of hydrogen which make it suitable for use for future fuel. Next, hydrogen is considered as a future fuel. So you can see it produced from renewable sources, that is water and sunlight. Important fuel for industries, vehicle, rockets, missiles and fuel cells. Hydrogen gas produces very high temperature, blue flame on combustion and no pollutant is emitted. Next, hydrogen, it is important raw material for chemical industries. Used in the production of ammonia. And last, hydrogen production from renewable sources such as water and sunlight. So these are the some points which makes hydrogen as a suitable future fuel. So that's it from today's lecture. Thank you.